Hey everyone, and welcome to Virtue Healthcare. Today I'll be taking you through an advanced kettlebell strength and conditioning class. So grab your kettlebell and let's get started. As always, we're going to start with a warm-up mobility series. Start from standing and take a wide stance with your toes flared out. Grab hold of your feet and then sit yourself down into a deep squat. Reach up with one arm and then the other, opening up the spine and the groin. Bring your feet closer together and walk your hands out into a downward dog. Press your head through your arms and start to pedal your ankles, opening up the shoulders. Take a big step with one leg forward outside your hands and rotate open. Then pivot into a Cossack squat. Pivot back, step your feet back, and walk your feet to your hands. We'll repeat that flow one more time so that we can lunge into the other leg. Throughout today's workout, we'll be completing 4 strength exercises using the kettlebell. We've only filmed one set through, so feel free to stop the video and go back to do more sets of the strength exercises if you like. Then, in the second half of the workout, we'll be working on some conditioning and skill work with a kettlebell circuit of swings, cleans, and snatches. And in the rest breaks between circuits, you can enjoy some picturesque nature scenery from around our homestead. Great job finishing up the warm-up flow. Go ahead and grab your kettlebell. We'll be starting down on the mat, lying on our back, for some glute bridges. Take your kettlebell on your pelvis, tuck your pelvis under, and lift your hips off the ground. Squeeze your glutes as hard as you can at the top, and hold for a couple of seconds. If you have different weights of kettlebells, feel free to choose one that suits each movement. You might switch back and forth with lighter and heavier weights. And if you only have one, then no problem. I'm just going to be using the same weight for all of the exercises today. Finishing off a couple more bridges and set your weight to the side. Next, we'll be working on some Turkish sit-ups. So roll into the fetal position, grab your weight, and reach it up overhead. Keep the same knee bent as the weighted arm. The other leg will be straight. Your non-weighted arm will be a 45-degree angle from the body, and you're going to punch your weight across your body, sit up to your elbow, and then slowly lower yourself back down. Exhale as you punch up and control the descent. Go ahead, set your weight to the side, and then spin around to do side number 2. Getting in and out of this exercise is very important, especially if your weight is on the heavier side. Please do so safely. This is the first movement in the entire Turkish Get Up series that we will do a video on eventually, but working on core, and one of the main things you want to make sure is that your wrist and arm stay totally locked out and your shoulder is very stable as you're working through. Great job. Set your weight down and let's move on. Come to a half kneeling position where we will work on the half kneeling windmills. Now you're going to press your weight up to an overhead position. The weight is on the same arm as the leading leg. And then we are slowly going to hinge, pushing your hips towards the direction of your weight, and then slowly reaching down to touch the floor. Here again, this is an isolated portion of the whole Turkish Get Up that we're working on separately. Go ahead and switch sides. Again, we're pressing and holding the weight overhead on the same side as the knee that is up. Inhale as you hinge and reach down, and exhale as you press yourself back up using your core and keeping your shoulder stable and your arm vertical no matter what. For our last strength movement, come to standing. Hold your weight in one arm and then stand on the opposite leg. Hinge and then add a pull or a row in your hinged position and come back up. So again, we're hinging, we're gonna add a row, keeping your hips and shoulders square to the floor, and then extend back up to standing. Take your time and keep your eyes focused on one spot to help with your stability. Grip your weight nice and tightly. Slow and steady into your hinge. Retract your shoulder for a nice big pull. Exhale as you row. Support through your core. And focus on the hip and hamstrings to give you lots of strength and stability in your legs. Okay, we've come to our kettlebell circuit. We're going to be completing 8 swings, 6 cleans, 3 on each side, and 4 snatches, 2 on each side. For all 3 of these movements, focus on nice, snappy, explosive hips coming into extension to drive the power of the movement. Nice and fluid. Make sure to use both arms swinging back. Even your non-weighted arm in these single-armed movements should swing back and then be thrown forward. Nice, small, consistent inhales and exhales as you're working. And nice, smooth hand-to-hand transitions when switching arms. Nice work on circuit 1. Rest for 45 seconds. Okay, we're done our rest and we're going to come back for circuit number 2 of our kettlebell flow. Grab your weight, pull your shoulders back, hike it back, and let the hips do the rest. Be patient as the kettlebell comes down, reaching between the legs, keeping it high into the hips. Transitioning to one hand, swing it through same way, and then bringing it up, catching it at the shoulder into your squat. Transition smoothly to the other hand. Swing it back, let the hips again drive the movement through, up to the shoulder, into your squat. Back to hand number 1. Drive it up, punch through at the top. Nice and smooth transition to catch the weight overhead. Excellent job. Take a break. Okay, let's get ready for our final set of our kettlebell flow circuit. Starting with our 8 double arm kettlebell swings, nice and snappy with the hips rooting down through the feet, and keeping this a high tension exercise. Next, working through 6 squat cleans, 3 on each side. Keeping your swing nice and fluid. Remember, we want to swing both arms. And finishing with 4 snatches, punching through at the top. Breathe for the last 2, nice and strong, and you've done it. Great job. Take a breath. And as always, dance your way into an amazing rest of your day. Thanks for joining our Kettlebell Strength and Conditioning class. If you enjoyed it, we'd greatly appreciate if you gave this video a thumbs up, and feel free to share it with family or friends. Join the Virtue community by subscribing to our channel where we post weekly videos. And if you'd like to work with us in person, we have plenty of virtual training offerings you can read more about on our website, linked in the description below. See you soon.